Title in 5 years. On the playing side, the French also without a couple of legendary names, the likes of Safi Ndiaye and Céline Ferrer, following their retirements after New Zealand. Audrey Forlani leads out the French then. Two teams line up. Officials in the middle. The wind has picked up. It's going to be interesting as to how that affects things over the course of the 80 minutes or so. And a reminder, of course, that rugby stands strongly against racism in any form across the sport or in the wider world, as do we all. So now the two teams are ready as we have the anthems. Chest puffed out, and we're ready to go. Let's run through the teams then. Italy may have a man called Ranieri at the helm, but unlike his, well, football close namesake, there's no such Tinker Man moniker as he starts his time in charge. 3 changes from their quarter-final lineup at the World Cup. Vecchini begins the post-Bertoni era at hooker. Giada Franco reinstated into the back row. In the backs, Maria Magatti, another to have hung up the boots. Elisa Dinker fills the left berth with just 3 days since her 21st birthday. Playmaker Rigoni is alongside Sillery in that familiar midfield. Ostuni Manuzzi ready to launch from fullback. For France, well, they've gone with the same front row that took the field in their bronze medal match at Eden Park last year, with Manae Falot set to partner captain Audrey Forlani, named skipper for the campaign ahead of Gaëlle Hermé, who's on the bench. Younger charges Berthoumieux and Escudero alongside Gros. In the backs, a debut for Carla Alves, Bordeaux's regular starting fly half, who drew round in sevens, and the coaching ticket rewarding club form in the back line, leading to a recall for the Flying Bees. Banet and Boujard back in after their shock omission from the World Cup. Boulard at fullback as well. Turn to the bench. Well, Mayal Picou is the only debutant among both benches.
Oh well. Promotion.
And we have an outside of the Six Nations appointment in terms of the officials team as well.
40 seconds.
Delighted to say that we've managed to procure the skills of Heather Lockhart, who joins us once more. And well, this is a rivalry as old as the hills.
I'll tell you.
Absolutely, and you can just see how much it means to both teams, especially the Italian anthem there, just tears flowing down, desperate to get going in this first Six Nations match for both teams. It's fifth versus third, and it's going to be Italy's offloading game against France's formidable defence.
10 seconds, sweet. Okay.
All ready to go. A hush descends.
Good here.
On the
Audrey.
Stadio Sergio Lanfranchi.
Right.
Maggie Cogger-Orr is in charge. France have not won on Italian soil since 2017. It's a record the Italians will be very keen to hold on to get their campaign off to a good start. Straight through the hands it goes from Rigoni to Sillery. 5th placed finish in the championship last year. Was much further down than they might have expected. That is one of the biggest hits we've seen of the weekend. France look to run it back.
Turnover's good. Blue, leave
to
it.
the halfway. Decent turnover though from Italy will allow Valeria Fedrighi to come forwards. Of course, the Italians are playing in the white shirts. History of hosting an opponent and being the ones to change the strip. It's going to be Elisa Dinker who takes it forwards. There was nearly going to be a late change for Italy. Veronica Medea, her fly half, was suffering with a bit of a fever, but she's come through the warm-up. She's happy to play on as France look to try and rip the turnover away from Giada Franco on the floor. Rigoni would have had to step into that 10 shirt for partner Medea. He's the one who rather hurriedly boots it away.
Yeah, very recognisable by her scrum pack on her day. Just an outstanding player.
Time's off.
Medea there as well, just controlling things. Beatrice Rigoni, an outstanding kicker. Watch out for her today.
Oh yeah.
She's the baller of the side, as we all know.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. Have you got that one? You to just stick it on.
Silvia Tirani was certainly welcomed into the championship pretty fiercely there.
Nah, it's okay.
Absolutely.
It's okay.
Plays her rugby at Exeter Chiefs, but playing on home soil today.
Ragazzo shot into Forlani, the skipper, brings it down, and France just want to float it into midfield. Escudero will make the carry, then Vernier, who
backwards catch.
Is thrown it into an Italian player, one of our own teammates. It's gone backwards, so France will look to try and play, but Italy get in with the turnover. And look at that, the celebrations into Dinker.
Yeah, Italy certainly looking more lively, the two at the moment, and a good opportunity here for territory.
Oh, they've looked to go for every inch into the corner here, but Rigoni hasn't moved a muscle from the ball from the moment the ball left the foot. She's, well, facial expression, I think, tells you everything there.
She's a very interesting character, just in the warm-up, just slowly, gradually working her way into the game there.
I'll go that way. I'll go this way.
Okay.
Yep.
Referee Maggie Cogger-All is refereeing France against South Africa at the World Cup.
Bind!
Italy against Japan.
Set!
Of course, making sure that the officials work in the northern and southern hemispheres. We have WXV coming later in the year. Good shove from the Italian pack. The French have had to use it while not entirely getting go forward, but now they get a bit more go forward as Bourdon manages to feed Bouchard. And then Hermé linking well, finding Vernier. And Carla Arbere's involved as well as the ball comes over the top. Goes out on the full, though, as the flag goes up from Holly Davidson. Scottish representation on the field, as well as in the commentary box, Heather Lockhart.
Yeah, absolutely. And Ben Blaine at the TMO today, so definite Scottish representation. Interesting first scrum there. Italy definitely getting the nudge on, so we'll see how things develop there.
AC. Yep. Come this way.
Vittorio Ficchini, one of many who plays at Valsugana Padova, but line out time not straight.
Scrum or line out? Scrum.
Melissa Bertoni,
Straight.
old campaigner who has passed on. I say pass on, that's probably not the right expression, is it?
No.
I say she's moved on.
No, I mean, a formidable character,
Yep.
outstanding at the World Cup, just her work rate, both in the scrum and in the loose. So Ficchini definitely gaining her experience over the next few matches. 15th cap today.
Crouch! Bind!
Pauline Bourdon.
Set!
Back with Escudero.
No. No, you're
Bourdon is
unbound, the
looking
ball's
down
out.
that short side. Referee said the ball was out. France have flooded that channel, and in fact, with the ball bouncing over Ostuni Manuzzi, bit of work to do here.
Goal line.
Goal line dropout will be the result.
Goal line. No touch, no touch.
Rigoni opting to take this one right from under the posts. Oh, and has got a little too much under that, I think. Ended up just scooping it just a few meters, and it's given France this opportunity inside the 22. Anaël de Haye, and then Forlani. Back in from Bourdon for Manaye Fleur. Taking that number 4 shirt now from Céline Ferrer. Bourdon again, this time Axel Berthoumieux.
Advantage 12.
Forlani with
Tackle on the ground.
that red scrum cap.
Advantage blue.
Sochar knows that they've got advantage, so we'll play it well for Berthoumieux again. France come folding around the corner. They know that they have this advantage. They've got Caroline Bouchard a little further over.
14 is in front.
But
no advantage.
Cyrielle
12
Banet was in fact
on
in
the
front
ground,
of it.
making a tackle. You must be on your feet to make a tackle. 12.
Rigoni giving away the penalty.
Points called.
Just a couple of kicks by Rigoni as well, just not quite got her rhythm yet, and just giving away territory and then resulting in the penalty there. It's exactly the type of territory and possession that France thrive off. The last time the sides played, Italy only had 31% territory and 40% possession, so they really want to increase on those stats today.
Yeah, in a few moments in these first 7 minutes, Beatrice Rigoni may look to forget Maverick. Not quite at her firing best, but it's going to be Bourdon who will take the first points. France up by 3 points to 0. Just a chance of seeing Gaëlle Hermé in the crowd. by all accounts, pretty upset when she found out that she wasn't selected in the starting 15, knew that the captaincy was being moved on for a bit of a freshen up post-World Cup campaign, and obviously players will be disappointed without selection for starting, but
this way?
Just murmurs of a little bit of politics within the French side around the appointment of Forlani as captain. Obviously an incredible warrior on the pitch, but perhaps not as inspirational, charismatic off the pitch. It's whether that matters, Heather Lockhart.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. Forlani, for me, is just, absolute workhorse on the pitch. But she's got her own story. She didn't get selected for the World Cup, so coming back and showing her character and leading by example, some of the younger players coming in, I'm sure she'll do a good job. And the other players need to get with her.
Wait.
France have got a really strong wind at their back. And might just see that with these kicks downfield. Dinka now having to chase back once more. Just wonder how much the wind is worth.
Wait.
It was Arbez who put the kick down, and she's able to receive it once more as Boulard comes running onto it. Then Bourdon. Then they find a bit of width with Berthoumieux. Big tackle from Giordano, and in fact the nature of the chop and the follow-ups from Sillery brings about the turnover.
That's some real positive play there, but as you were saying as well, kicking is going to be an issue this way. It's really spiralling, so they're really going to have to think tactically how they're going to manage that.
Certainly they've been France sides here who might have taken that early penalty opportunity into the corner, thought they deserved or would naturally get more out of this Italian side, but perhaps a bit more telling that Bourdon and Forlani decided just to take those early three when they were on offer.
Advantage knock on.
It's been knocked on at the top by France. Franco didn't think that one was for her, so left it. Certainly lost a fair bit of ground here. Still playing the knock-on advantage. Valeria Fedrighi, one of those who plays a rugby in France with Toulouse. Maxa Bourdon and Omé are teammates, and now Boujard looking to try and find a bit of room. Dinka with the tackle, then Giordano following up as France flood into the contact area. Now a little bit more width. Vernier fed out to Berthoumieux, who's got through a fair amount of carrying and running so far. Little bit more width. It was nearly there on a plate for the intercept for Ostuni Minuzzi. But France still with it. Bourdon for Forlani. Clap of the hands from Arbez. The new 10 wanted it, but it was to Sochat. The offload was good though. Italy can't hang around to celebrate the big hit as it comes a little wider. Emmeline Gros in the 7 shirt, often used to seeing her wearing 8. 7, of course, that number so familiar with Gaëlle Omé.
No, leave it! White, no!
It's consistent possession from France, but there's the commentator's curse.
I was just thinking there, Arbez at 10, lovely pass on her, really good to see on her first catch, controlling things there, and good partnership there with Bourdon at 9. Yeah, on debut, plays her rugby at Bordeaux. Former Bayonne fly half as well. In the European Championship 7s. She was 18 years of age, but look at that possession stat. Again, the wind at the backs of France.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
Sophia Stefan will back away from Giordano and then put the boot through it. Had plenty of Rugby World Cup game time. Occasionally pops up on the wing as well. Only Ferland and Baratin with more trials for Italy. But it's been a while for Stefan.
Good clearance kick there, and considering the wind.
Agathe Sochat just on the left of your picture, the hooker may
no
have been
ball. Waiting for a ball.
Some of the French and some of the journalists thought would be the natural next captain for France. Of course, Gaëlle Mignot, in one of the 2 coaching roles, was very much the petit général of her era. Little surprised that perhaps there's a little personality clash with Agathe Sochat as well. we hear. Bourdon. Vernier, managed to free the hands, but then it went forwards, and Franco was there to tidy it up. And now Rigoni sends it wide. Dinka looking to find a little bit more room on the outside as Banet looks to get across and make the tackle.
Sorry, girls, it's too soon. We'll come back. No advantage. Knock on. I've got the mark just here, Catherine. Is it?
Yeah. Just fantastic opportunity
I called
there.
it too soon.
Hands
No
just
advantage.
not coming up at the right moment. Nasty fall there for
We were white.
number 11. But yeah, chance there from Energy, right up the middle of the pitch.
Yeah.
Good to see France putting the second, third passes in.
Aura Mutso. Her debut was against France in 2017. 19th Six Nations appearance. And you mentioned Marine Ménager, well, popping up in that 13 channel, so often we see her on the wing.
Crouch!
She's in there, Nomaël Philippon.
Bind!
So often partner Gabrielle Vernier.
Set!
Good bit of pace to have at 13, no real straight runner there.
Given her sister is well, out injured, but a back row player.
Feet
they are
underneath
twins after all, and while they may have different jobs to do, certainly the physicality and the determination is very much the same in each of the Ménager sisters.
Yeah, expect much more from her today.
.609 starting caps in the Italy side.
Bind!
390 in the French team. That'll be a penalty to the visitors. Italy front row going to ground.
Collapsing.
Yeah, and that loose head side to Rani. Pulling it down, got to stay up, got to stay square.
Little win for Asia Kalfawi.
Yeah, very much so. All from the same club, so used to playing together, just strong and steady.
The entire Bordeaux front row. It is the commentators' challenge this afternoon. Bourdon, Boujard, Boulard, Banet.
C'est bon.
It's going to keep me on my toes, isn't it? Bourdon then to use the wind and try and drive it through. Just ended up a little left of the uprights. Never quite got underneath it, did she?
Yeah, I think that was wind assisted as well, so it's a real determining factor at the
Hands
moment.
off. Okay.
You can see the wind there just on the flags in the stands. Restart. Taken by Banet. Good to see her back in a French shirt. Last appearance was against
Advantage, knock on in the tackle.
TikTok Women's Six Nations last year. Basically a week shy of a whole year that she's been out, but now it's Ménager. Day.
Advantage over.
Kick offer from Arbez. Mutso didn't take it first time of asking, and then looks to have been
foul play there, Holly.
Clattered a little high, but
she's falling. She's falling to the ground.
Holly Davidson happy to advise on the far side immediately that with a player falling, there's no suggestion of foul play.
Yeah, I think that's very much the right decision there. Maybe a bit of after zone, yeah.
Well,
having just seen that again.
When you take your arms, the ball is out. You cannot go back in, okay? Once you drop, you got to go.
Clarification from the referee as to what Escudero is trying to do at the back of the scrum. I have to commend the official team as well there. Nice for that not to need to go upstairs. Quick communication between the two of them. We don't need to look at it.
Crouch!
Let's crack on.
Holly Davidson, obviously World Cup referee. Excellent communication there.
Decent position this for France then. They're going to get the free kick, and Bourdon will play it for Vernier. Ménager on the outside, but Arbez comes on the run around and is just straightening up here. The Bordeaux fly half on debut. Rigoni brings her down.
Advantage.
Tried to play it away, but Ménager just got in the way of it, if anything. And now Rigoni, and do they sense a chance to go? Played the dummy initially just to try and lose a defender or two, but now Rigoni will step back in at scrum half, then away for Medea, and then the carry from Fadrighi. Italy tiptoe just outside their 22.
Advantage over!
Silvia Turani. Stefan is there, back to
take him back.
Play scrum half duties. Arbez was nicely under it, but
knocked on.
Boulard came thundering on.
By 10 blue. Okay, new
France's
advantage.
Timing is just not quite working for them at moments here, and this could be a chance for Italy if they can find some width. It's Scorbini.
Okay, perfect. Advantage,
now
deliberate
Medea
knock-on.
sizing up the options. Sillery straightens, then Giordano, the dummy and the straighten from the skipper as well. Much better from Italy. Not too many forays into the France half so far, but now they want to play again. Medea
back. No advantage.
Just lost it. Ragazzo Shah will help up the Italian fly half.
Thank you.
Penalty advantage was being played though for the deliberate knock-on.
Please.
Yeah, just really nice to see Italy coming into the fore there. Sillery getting onto the ball. We haven't seen much of her at all, and just unfortunate there that knock-on, but they've got penalty advantage. They're going to have to work hard to keep possession, work hard territory-wise. Kicks are not going to go as far, so they're going to have to inch their way up the pitch.
Okay, you're just shoes?
Italy did have a warm-up match ahead of TikTok Women's Six Nations Championship, a run out against Spain that they won 22 points to 5. Not a bad idea.
Yeah, I think there's a lot to be said for that. It's in Barcelona. Yeah, I think. Yeah, given the emotion and everything yesterday, just having seen that, I think. Yeah, a little warm-up game would have been good for most of the teams, but obviously difficult to fit in the calendar, etc., etc.
Time's on.
They made history. It's the first Italian team into a Rugby World Cup quarter-final, men or women. Made the front page of the Corriere dello Sport, beating the likes of the USA and Japan. They lost to Canada, and then of course it was that quarter-final loss to their opponents today, France.
I think they've given them their all on the pool stages, and France were very much on it, and France themselves unlucky not to get to the final.
Backwards.
Medea, then to Rigoni, then Franco popping up in midfield, and the former Harlequin doing well to make those few extra meters. Stefan had Silvia Turani in the way, but was able to get the ball away second attempt. Now Turani will be the one to carry, but was well driven back. France looked to try and get over and get the turnover through Ménager, but she's well cleared out. And Medea then out the back from Vakini. Rigoni was well lined up. Sillery will do the tidy up.
Superb tackle there by Vernier. Obviously knows Rigoni, target person in terms of getting the ball to him, so she's closing down her space immediately.
I got that touch off, Luke.
The ball had been touched. It just bounced up for a minute. It could have been a gift for Dinka, but Giordano was there, and it will come back on the Italian side. It's good continuity from the home side as well. Fadrighi lays it back. Now Medea, who's pulling those strings expertly.
No.
Given we hear she wasn't too well yesterday. Sillery trying to use a bit of footwork against Ménager, but she's not going to be sold on that too easily. Big collision there between Fallut and Giordano Duca. Franco. Little ball back inside, it's a beauty for Francesca Scorbini. Into the 22 she goes. Arbez was there, but then the support is good as well. 8 metres out now, Italy, and they've got numbers on the right, have they? Ostuni Minuzzi opted to just go straight herself. Scorbini, no doubt, charged up, having made that break. Franco rolling, looking for the line. Italy get the try.
one of their aims to break down that formidable French defence. Superb break there by Scorbini. Just trailing in. A lovely pass back inside by Stefan, and just looking for support but making yards herself. Lovely offload. Everyone working hard to get in position. And Franco just driving over the line there. Look at that. 3 players to beat. Fantastic. Delighted.
Well, frustrated through injury for much of last year. It's great to see Jada Franco back and on the score sheet. Colorno player, you mentioned she had that time in the Premier 15s playing for Harlequins. 15th Six Nations appearance. And gets the try. Good reward for solid period of possession in the French half. Sillery then to contend with this wind. Oh, she's opted just to keep it low and nudge it through. Really nicely done. From the outside centre, Italy leads 7 points to 3.
Such a smart player, Sillery. Just her kicking accuracy is superb. Great take.
That's what it means to the supporters. Loving every minute.
Attendez. Is she being subbed? She's staying on. Time's off.
Sylvia Tirani may have lost her gum shield somewhere in the 22 or around the try area by the looks of the gesticulation. So while the team
time on,
go on litter picking duty to try and spot it. Game will restart. Take from Mutso. Did it go forwards? Oh, referee says it has. Something about Italian teams, the men throughout the Guinness Six Nations, and well, a moment there from Aramuzzo.
Just cut out, sorry.
They could do with starting up a restart club, I think. It's not the strongest area of the Italian game.
Same for any team, it's that you're at your most vulnerable when you've just scored. You've just got to switch on, and should be frustrated with that.
Head,
Next
time
job.
off. Head injury, time off. HIA, are we taking her off here?
I think Aramuzzo. Well, you can hear the referee questioning if it's an HIA.
In the scrum, I need your bind on the back, not the arm, okay? Yes. On the back.
Number 1 because the leg
angle.
Yeah.
Okay, yep, I can have a look. Yep.
Moments of positive moments for Italy to celebrate. Dinka winning the turnover and Sillery doing so. It's been the backs showing that they can do it as much as the back rowers.
Yeah, that's okay. She can have a sub.
The back line for Italy is,
sub. Yep.
Play
HIA
together
sub.
a
That's
lot,
okay.
much experience.
Yep, perfect. Send them on.
Sometimes they ebb and flow, but that's the very nature of their game.
Yeah, HIA sub. Have we got a sub? Oh yeah, sure.
So HIA replacement seems to be taking place. Sarah Ballatin is stripped off just down below.
I'll get them off next time. Yeah, I know. It's too late now. I can't change it.
It's going to be a 112th cap.
Water on as well. Oh, everyone has water, mate. Come on, don't worry about it. It's all good.
Extraordinary campaigner. It's a 74th Six Nations appearance.
Outstanding, our team. Congratulations.
Time on.
Let's see what you can do this game.
So she will come on at 9, which will allow Stefan to step out and occupy the left wing.
Crouch! Find!
France have got Caroline Boujard hugging the near side touchline. Boulard joining the line. France get a good shove on this, and they're going to get the penalty advantage already, but they're still going forwards.
Yeah, advantage.
Now it goes to ground illegally. They will play. On the switch comes Ménager. Bourdon, close ball. Vernier!
Try.
Well, she was doing it at Rugby World Cup against New Zealand, and she's doing it against Italy. Gabby Vernier, the Blagnac centre, so good at those short balls. And once again, getting the try for France under the advantage that they got from scrum time. We saw some early dominance from Italy in this area, didn't we? But France showing that they've bitten back.
Yeah, under the watchful gaze of Mignot, and Orta is very much strong scrum there, but the centres both combining well there. There was a carry there for Ménager, and Vernier just finishing out that off superbly. French coaches said this week that they want to concentrate on set piece, defence and taking the initiative, and they've taken the initiative right there.
Bourdon unable to add the extras. But the line from Vernier straight through Baratin.
I'm inclined to just keep going.
Such
here
an efficient
and we'll
player.
stop when we need her. Yeah, we're gonna play on, and when we need her, we'll stop. Right? Yep. 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 No, it's okay. So we're already under advantage there, and then we've played off it. But next scrum, I'll look. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna play on.
So
Yeah,
one of the
we don't
Italian
need her
players
right now.
is
It's not a
just
scrum.
down.
So we'll play on. When we need her, I'll stop.
Maybe Vittoria Vicchini.
Yeah, but we don't need the front row, so it's okay. When it's a scrum, I'll stop. Yeah, I know.
I think
That's what they say.
Beatrice Rigoni is certainly
Okay, here we go.
questioning whether it's fair for them to continue while one of their players is getting treatment, but it would happen in plenty of other areas of the field. So, Jouet we go. It would have just given France a shot in the arm, having conceded that early try from Franco. So now have sent Vernier over, and then it's Albers who's a decent start. Giordano chases it back into the 22. And looks for the matchup she might take on as she emerges from it. Baratin back in field, and then Scorbini once more. Gets it away for Medea. And then Sillery pops it up for Dinker. There's a high shot there
Advantage.
from Boujard.
Just a penalty. Just a penalty.
Catherine Ritchie on the near side.
Yeah, she was well positioned to see that.
Hands off. We're going to check. We're going to check.
They're going to go upstairs.
Maggie, I'm going to show you a high tackle from Blue 11.
Okay. Perfect.
Well, Caroline
It's a
Boujard
fight
hasn't had an awful lot of involvements in the game so far, other than having to look after this touchline defensively. Her last appearance being 59 minutes against England in Bayonne in that Grand Slam decider last year. Doesn't look great. There is
All right,
a
I'm
drop
at
of
screen time.
height that may allow for a bit of mitigation here.
Yeah, angles are coming now.
Okay.
She's looking at the
Blame on
left
TMO.
arm of Blue 11.
Okay.
Just lining them up for our referee.
So I think she's always upright, but for me, that stop of direction by 11 white is a big factor. Okay.
Yeah, I want you to just have a look at this angle here. Show you the point of contact.
Yeah, perfect.
She's almost falling. Yeah.
Okay, come back to me.
Right, well, let's listen in then as to how Maggie Coggerall will work through the framework. I think it's fairly clear we
Okay,
have foul
yep.
play.
Come back to me when you're ready.
Okay, you're back on the screen now.
Okay, perfect. So I've got head contact and I do have foul play. It's direct to the head. So I see this as a high degree of danger. The mitigation for me is the sudden change of direction by the white player when she stops. So I'm mitigating it down from a red to a yellow.
Agree.
Okay, can you just confirm the number for me, Ben?
Blue 11.
Blue 11, okay. And is the ball still on the mark? Or have
Very,
we
very
moved it?
clear there, very clear. Going through the process, there was head contact, there was foul play, but there was a change of direction in the,
Blue
in
11.
the winger. So, yeah,
11.
Mitigating circumstances mean
Okay.
there is foul play,
So
red card, but it's been
there
reduced
is
to a yellow
direct
card
head
because of
contact,
the mitigating
but
circumstances.
she's stopping, so she's falling. Okay, so it's yellow. Okay?
Caroline Boujard just looks over,
I have the
and
mark
we will
just
have a
out here, Ben.
sporting
Is that about right?
acknowledgement.
Okay, further this way. This way. Okay, on the 5.
France down to
Sorry,
14.
I'm just getting the mark from the TMO.
I think Dinka
Here we
just
go.
suddenly stopped there. She saw her coming over.
High
So
tackle.
I think that was the correct decision, mitigating circumstances.
Rigoni gets a decent touch finder. I think even she surprised herself there.
Yep,
Quite
middle.
like Beatrice Rigoni to do a whole emoji board for me.
Keep going.
That's a great shout. That's her.
Straight down for
Off the
Baratin.
foot.
It wasn't the
Play
greatest
on.
pass, but it did come off the foot of Rigoni.
Yeah, sorry. It's not on purpose, but it's hit someone in front, so it's a turnover. It's off her foot. Accidental. Turnover.
Accidental offside will be a scrum, so France will
Thanks,
have the
Holt.
ball.
So if her feet come up, I can't keep playing. Okay, so we have to stay down. I know, but try. Okay?
France will be looking to dominate this scrum again. Italy definitely keeping their feet on
Just
the
there.
floor,
Left.
driving through
Left.
like they did
Thank
the first scrum. Lucia Guy there in her 87th cap for Italy. That tight head. She's got her work cut out. Anel De Hay, good loose head.
Bind!
And I think the referee there saying that De Hay needs to make sure that her feet stay on the ground in order to continue the award of any penalty she might be after.
Use it!
De Hay is actually
Use it!
on the outside there and is almost driving into Jada Franco, which she's trying to
Wait,
alert the officials to.
Yep. Inside of
That
50.
kick is decent and falls into an open part of the field. Ostuni Manuzzi had to cover an awful lot of ground to get there, but now wants to cover an awful lot of ground in return. Comes up and Vernier getting over the top of it, trying to get hands on the ball and will get the penalty.
Yep, keep going. Happy with it?
Goes with the quick tap.
Thank you.
Forlani. Away for Manaye Fala. It all came from the kick downfield, and it's there for De Hay. Met by a number of white shirts. Tirani, the one to cling on to the ankles, and now they go with Escudero. Made her debut against Italy in September. Then it's Filler again. Then Forlani, the captain, looking to lead by example once more, as she so often does. Now Bourdon. They've got some width here. If Arbez can get it out, but it's loose
Advantage, knock on.
from the fly half, and
They
advantage being played now from an Italy knock-on. And in the process,
knock on
French
advantage now.
attack has lost 20 metres. Vertumia. Now they want to come back the same way. This time Arbez puts more width on it. Boulard looks
Advantage
inside,
over!
has Menegé running around the outside. Super awareness from the centre, going in at the
Come on,
corner.
Brandy.
Just wonder whether a foot might have tiptoed over the whitewash as she went in there. I'm sure they'll check it.
Yeah, just like to see that again. But lovely Menegé there, more at home there, just running that deft line down that left wing.
Lovely awareness on the wrap, wasn't it?
Look at that, lovely, just a lovely pop.
Need to check that, Ben. Okay. Yeah. Time's off. Let's just check to be sure. Yeah.
Well,
We
check
formally
it.
referring this,
Yeah,
Maggie.
I'm gonna send this up to you, Ben.
Yeah, so on-field decision, try, check and touch, yeah?
Perfect. Yeah.
Okay, just bear with me while I get the angle.
Yep.
I need the one from behind, no, the
Perfect.
one from the
I
other
think,
corner flag.
I've heard Ben Blaine say that he needs the rear angle as Menegé was running in there. Angle we just saw on the grounding seemed all right, but it's just about whether the left boot crosses over in the corner before the ball is down.
Just bear with me, Maggie, I'm trying to get the best angle.
Well, there's a foot in
Right.
touch, but now we need to know whether the ball was down by that point, which it might have been. Almost need a split screen on both angles here, don't we?
Yeah, it's when her knees go down and the legs swing out.
Okay, so the best angle's coming now.
Yep.
This is very, very close. Ball is down there. Is the left toe
Have
just
you got that back
over
foot
the
clearly in
whitewash?
touch, Ben?
I've not got the back foot clearly in touch before the ball's grounded, Maggie. All right, I'm not seeing this clear and obviously in touch. Just bear with me. Just bear with me.
You hear the use of the language there, clear and obvious. That's what it has to be.
On-field decision try, so it has to be, yeah, clear and obvious.
Well, the ball looks like it's not quite down on that frame where we might see...
Maggie,
Yep.
the right boot of the blue player appears to be touching the line just before she grounds that ball.
Okay, so we'll overturn the try and we'll come back to the line out.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
So does this angle
Go
give
try.
us the... No, we're just out of shot there. But the try is not going to be awarded.
Advantage, no, it was only a knock-on advantage. Over, yeah. Your
From
line
that
out.
second last angle, I would agree. Just
Yeah,
that
okay,
right
sub.
one as the knees goes down.
Okay, your line out, sub.
There's a certain irony to obviously the element of clear and obvious when you're having
No,
to
it was
look
just
at
a
one
knock-on advantage,
frame
so it was
of a
over.
replay to
wait,
get
just wait, just wait.
something that
Yeah,
feels
yeah.
On the field.
obvious.
Where'd she come from?
But obviously we would just want them to
Okay.
be reaching the right decision.
Okay. Okay, perfect.
So Silvia Tirani
Time's
was
on.
just getting some attention while all of that was going on, and she's left the field replaced
Okay.
by Gaia Maurice.
Scrum or line out? Audrey? Scrum? Scrum.
In the meantime, Aramuzzo has come back from her HIA, which seen Sarah Baratin make way once more, and Sophia Stefan can resume her duties at scrum half. Led to believe the Tirani change is a permanent change. So it is
Crouch!
16th cap for Gaia Maurice,
Bind!
200th player to be capped by Italy a couple of years ago. But now France on the attack once more. And Banet
Use
is
it.
just tiptoeing around the left of
The
this
ball's
scrum.
not moving. There's the hook.
Ball hasn't come back too quickly, has it? But now it's there. Arbez, the dummy from
Leave it,
Vernier,
White.
was well met by Rigoni. Now the French queuing up to go under the post, but in fact they release Arbez, who's managed to get on the outside. It's a lovely break and a lovely arc from the Bordeaux fly half, and she scores on her debut in Italy.
Should be absolutely delighted with that. Yeah, really impressed with her this half. Great finish. Some patient work there, Bourdon. Just those deft hands, and she looks like she's going to pass out wide and then just arcs that run in. Superb finish.
Okay.
She owes half of that try to the line run by Cyrielle
Oh,
Benet,
the
doesn't she?
attacking.
Because it had to keep Ostuni Minuzzi interested in that possible pass outside.
And the way she was looking as well. Everything was suggesting she was going wide. Hips as well.
Super score.
All good from you guys under there?
Bourdon has not had the most fun from the kicking tee so far, but that is much better. So while down to 14, France put 7 points on the board. They'll be pretty pleased with that.
Berthomeu there, lovely hands there just out the back. Some hard carries, nicer seeing doing the softer skills there.
Played rugby from the age of 7, Carla Arbez. Plays in the Elite 1 next to Justine Pelletier, who we've seen in France colours over the last year or so. And she's in playing scrum half as Bourdon then deputises at 10. And we've certainly seen that plenty of times in the past when Lawson Seuss,
Good. Inside the
who is now
50.
retired, was wearing a 9 shirt. That's another excellent kick in terms of territory gain for France. And once again, Italy find themselves there or thereabouts their own 22.
Yeah, France just blessed with two amazing scrum halves, Laura Sansus and Polly Bourdon. Just fantastic skill set, able to control kicking, passing, fantastic. Bourdon, especially when things get tough. She's your woman.
Giordano had to really compete for that ball, but brought it down. Stefan tidies up, and Medea will get into play scrum half and makes it clear she wants a pot of forwards to make the first carry. Scorbini will oblige. Need to be careful of going off their feet.
Take him
Italian
back!
forwards. Medea with the left boot. It's going to come down for Banet. Oh, and that is Cyrielle Banet, having been out of the French side for a year, just refamiliarising herself with these high-pressure moments.
Middle, you guys here.
Yeah, tough being a winger. You don't get to see the ball, and then you get high one. It's windy, just millimetres there. Nearly had it.
As part of the Grand Slam team of 2018, Banet. 5 tries in the league for her club Montpellier as well. Stefan Medea. Italy guilty of being a little static as the ball was played out to Scorbini there. Needs a bit more dynamism. Now there's more depth at least. Rigoni into the chest of Ostuni Manuzzi. Running in that 15 shirt made so famous by Manuela Furlan. They see her as a bit of a mini Manu. Vicchini, well met by Vernier. Pound for pound, just so strong. The French
Inside
number
the
12.
50.
Banet that time lets that one bounce. And then steps
Advantage.
out. And then there's
High tackle,
suggestion of a high
advantage.
tackle from Lucia Guy. Bourdon wanted to try and wind up and release that. She's not going to get the chance, was well downed, but the
High
penalty
tackle.
was already
Penalty only.
awarded.
Italy again trying to find a way through, but French defence just stood firm there. Banet doing her thing there, yeah. Penalty.
Lucia Guy conceded 8 penalties during last year's TikTok Women's Six Nations Championship,
Okay,
by
perfect.
far the highest of her team.
2 minutes,
now
perfect, thank you.
France go back up to
2 minutes.
15. They've done well to not make it seem like they missed Caroline Boujard for too long there.
Audrey, 2 minutes.
Scoring
2
7
minutes.
points.
2 minutes.
Forlani with the win at the top. Arbez. Got a lovely
Backwards.
silky motion about the pass, but the turnover finds Franco, who then sends a bounce pass looking for Dinka. Muzzo. Muzzo still going through the middle. However, Muzzo has not been stopped by now. Throwing in a somersault as well. Now Rigoni. Oh! Was it touched by a French hand? That's certainly the gesticulation. It was a little wild from Rigoni regardless.
Lou, let's go.
Super
Lou,
run from
let's go.
Muzzo.
Quicker.
Look at that. 1.5 somersaults.
With Pike. No, I'm not sure. Certainly a great break from the winger. Back on after that HIA.
Stay at the back foot.
Just careless from Rigoni. It's what you get
Don't
with a player
No.
of her
Get out.
quality.
2.
Bourdon tried to get it away, just
Okay.
about managed to, but it's gone forwards.
Thanks, Catherine. Fun.
Stefan did well on the decision-making there in terms of biting in and making the hit, knowing that Giordano had it covered
full
on
time.
the outside.
Yeah, full time. Sorry,
Boujard
half time.
there, yeah, just
Half
setting
time,
yourself
yeah.
down after that card.
Just wait.
Referee makes
just
it
wait.
clear
Fine.
that after this scrum, we will be having half-time.
Okay. Good. Okay, time on. Last play.
Plenty of noise in that scrum. Giordano manages to get it away. Now Medea, Rigoni, a little more depth. Dinka couldn't hold on to it. Now it's there for Arbez. Sillery has to make the tackle. Italy were trying to strike from that scrum. And now Bane is looking to get the run on Aramuzzo, and Boulard is streaming down that right side. The ball will beat them all into touch, and our referee will round off the first half. The first half in which France had the yellow card and went down to 14, but managed to score the try through Arbez. Vernier from close quarters as well, to the one from Italy through Giada Franco. Plenty to enjoy in that first 40. But Italy at the minute just allowing France a little too much room to play. The win no doubt a factor. We'll see how it affects things in the second half. At half time it's Italy 7, France 15.
Allora torniamo tra poco alla Franca di Parma per il secondo tempo di Francia-Italia, la prima giornata dei 6 nazioni.
advantage. Try. Try. Try.
Welcome back to the Stadio Sergio Lanfranchi as France lead Italy by 15 points to 7 at the break. The new man there, Giovanni Ranieri, former centre with Italy 2001-3, as we also see Gaëlle Mignot, 70 cap French hooker, making her way back. Two teams just coming out on the pitch to rejoin us as well, and well, former Scottish international Heather Lockhart. We're going to see how much this wind is worth now that it's behind the Italians.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a really deciding factor as well. And interesting to note as well, France last year didn't concede in double figures for any of the 4 matches apart from England. So Italy on 7 at the moment, that's their challenge.
French defence is certainly an area they feel pretty keen on, and Beatrice Rigoni has just had a look at a couple of the balls as options.
Wait, I need to get the
restart. She picked a favourite.
Good to go? Okay. Oh, thanks, Ben. Audrey, good.
I would say that the Italian Maverick 12 has had a few more moments to forget than moments to celebrate over that first half, and perhaps Italy are a side. They are a 23-player team, but you know, when Rigoni is on fire, Italy tend to be on fire.
Wait!
Certainly been coming in fits and starts. France with the sufficient clearance. Been a good start for Carla Arbez, hasn't it? On debut, she's been taking the ball, running at pace as well. A couple of decent clearances. It was her clearance that led to the try in the first half for Vernier. 48.1 metres. Our friends at the Smart Ball desk tell us. We knew it was a big one. Italy. Oh, and they've
obstruction.
Not got things right at the line out. France will get the penalty.
Yeah, just carrying over from the first half, just doing a few good things, and then just a couple of unforced errors, so just trying to cut those out. I think Rigoni will definitely benefit from the window. She'll be happier kicking with it.
That's the middle, okay?
Into it.
Yeah, the middle, yeah. Come this way.
Manaye Follett, one of the options in the French line-out. Youngest sister Tajani in the squad as well for the first time, and it will be Follett, the Grenoble second row, who brings it down.
Don't change your mind.
France will play Wales and Grenoble later in the championship, and it's there with Sochat. Baudon. Boujard ready to launch from just behind her, and they do break down the short side. Boujard just hovered back in field. Arbez, Folani smuggling it away for Escudero. It was a little loose and went backwards, and now Vernier at a standing start plays it away for Ménager. No one quite able to get hold of it from an Italian perspective. We'll just have the scrum to the home side, who are 5th in the world rankings. They sit above Ireland and Wales and Scotland. France, of course, are in 3rd behind England and New Zealand. But a few handling errors.
Yeah, and I think Ménager there just a couple of times just not quite getting the hands. I think she was looking ahead of her rather than just securing that ball first. Obviously playing at 13 instead of on the wing, just coming at the ball at a slightly different angle and a different time.
Bind! Set!
Stefan, big shove from France again, but the Italians hold them off enough for Giordano to play it. It's a long one over the top as Muzzo was on the run around. Just going to come down for Boulard. Going to fade into that outside channel, but there's a bit of crossing now from France. We had obstruction at the line out from Italy. Now France do it in midfield, and Rigoni will fancy the chance of a kick down the touchline.
She did indeed. She was running up to the red, just starting to come alive. Watch the space.
Heather Lockhart is poised to write the Rigoni headlines yet in this encounter.
Yeah, you never write her off. first things first, secure line out.
Which they've done. Duca brings it down.
Advantage, entry.
And now Italy have got the penalty advantage. And it's there
Got
with
the advantage.
Franco. And now they've decided to get their heads down and give this a good charge. And they've certainly made a first few metres. Scorbini has it.
Hold the mark, Catherine.
Now Stefan, Medea. Such a good distributor that the French backline almost stepped off, assuming she was passing. So she went through a half gap.
Play on blue. That was on blue.
Alves has just played it back, but it's still remaining in the hands of the Italians. And then it'll be Duca again, where it all started. Vernier trying to wrap her up. Italy, Rigoni looks for the long ball. Dinka stepping in. That was one of the longer passes, 19 metres on that one from Rigoni. She knew she wanted to force it right to the touchline. Scorbini looking for another. Looks like that's held out.
Yeah. So there's two advantages. One here, one back there. Here. High tackle.
That all started there from the line-out wall. Really, Italy getting together, and actually from Rigoni's kick, just setting up there, and then first things first, the line-out, driving, and then some fantastic carries. Good linking play, and then a lovely pass out to the wing there. Ancillary just short. But resetting, there's patience.
Brought on a little round the neck there of Sillery. We'll need to be careful. Italy go with Fadrighi.
Go back, 9, go back.
Bourdon told to get out
there
in the
5
until the line out was over. France will fancy throwing that towards the touchline. Italy will need to keep hold of possession and know where
down
it
by
is.
White.
Franco.
Advantage, offside.
Now a penalty advantage against France as they will go. Scorbini once more. France throw them back from whence they came. Then Giordano is the dummy. Then Dinka scuttling back onto the right side and looking for the line. Short is the call. Almost looks like it's held up momentarily.
Offside.
Forwards and backs linking superbly well there. Dinka has also just come alive. Really good jinking runs there. Exactly what she's good at. Another opportunity here.
Audrey, 3 penalties. Very quick. Be careful.
Going for the tap and go option, but gives it to Rigoni to kick into the corner. And you hear referee Maggie Cogger-Orr warning. Audrey Forlani about the penalties that are now occurring in this area.
And this backline for me too.
Another line out they have to get right, which they do. France ought not to compete. The French get a bit of a shove on. They seem a little less fearful of the Italian backs than those who break away and threaten the likes of Scorbini and Franco and Giordano.
Yeah, advantage.
Splintered all over the place. We've got another advantage. Now Rigoni. Straight into Bertumuru. Caught one in the mouth.
Under advantage.
Italy reload again. Franco is there, just ordering where she wants the next pod to be. Opts not to give it that time and goes herself. France having to defend with everything here. Scorbini once more. Then it's there. It could have been slightly quicker ball, perhaps. Maurice is looking for it. Back to the shorter side.
Hands and feet.
Stefan to the wing and the score. So simple in the end for Elisa Dinka. Getting the try for Italy, the first of her career. And it's a late birthday present, having turned 21 on Thursday. And Italy get the first score of the second half.
Lovely finish there, Stefan, just realising Bouchard was in and Dinka just holding her with superbly. Came really from the forwards though, working hard. Franco outstanding there in the close quarters, directing the traffic. Congratulations, delighted.
Popular figure among the team as well. quite a challenge for Sillery. In the meantime, Italy are also making the
Let's see that
change.
last collapse on
Valeria
the stud. It's
Fadrighi
similar
has
to
made
Catherine,
way,
'cause it's just a
and
body on the
Sara
ground, but we'll
Tunesi
just keep an eye on it
plays
if
a
we
rugby
come
at
back
Sale
out.
Sharks onto the field, but this is Sillery to try and take Italy to within one. Oh, it's hung up, but not quite enough.
That was an outstanding kick given the swirling conditions at the moment.
We've got a game on in Parma. Italy 12, France 15.
Italy in double figures now. Smashed that. France got the harder job in this half, playing against the wind.
Maurice had to do well to try and avoid dropping that one, and has then kept it in field. Tunesi will take it on. Medea wanted it all. Just was planning the next move before she'd caught it the first time. Berthoumieux
knock on.
wants to try and find a bit of room. 2 tries apiece in Parma. Scorbini makes the tackle.
Side entry, no advantage. Knock on.
Come back for Madia's juggle.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just what we were talking about earlier. Outstanding bit of pressure down there, and then Medea just looked up, just instead of just securing that ball first things first. She doesn't normally do that.
Okay, hands on.
So it's been a good 50 minutes from Axel Berthoumieux, the Blagnac flanker. But there is a familiar player onto the field.
What's
Number
that
20,
blindside
Gaëlle Hermé. Earned a 50th cap when she got the bronze medal at Rugby World Cup, but she is onto the field.
Crouch.
I was
Bind.
surprised doing my prep on Friday morning. She's still just 26 years of age,
That's
Gaëlle Hermé. Feels like she's been around forever. Well, 50 caps certainly tells a story. She will be
Advantage.
very keen to exert her
Advantage.
experience and authority on this game. France now with advantage then, and Arbez
Backwards.
just slightly throws it over the shoulder of Banet. Not a lot of room to work in, and now Hermé. You could see all the energy. It was almost like she had the zoomies as she got ready to go into contact there. Then it's away. Sochat for Kalfaoui. France looking to try and keep it alive. Did that
Up
go
on.
forwards?
Back.
There's a bundle of energy waiting to come out of Gaëlle Hermé, isn't there?
Yeah, all the build-up and all the changes, etc.
Number
But now
one.
she can get on with the
That
business
stays
of
great.
playing a flanker, and a fantastic flanker at that.
1. Stay straight.
Bit of magic spray needed for Vittoria Vicchini. Bourdon takes France into the 22. Well, I say that.
Okay.
Yes, Holly
Hands
Davidson's
off.
flag goes up.
10. Sub.
We're not going to have a further change. Sara Valentin, who we had already seen earlier on,
Okay.
and Aura
Wait.
Mutsa had the HIA. We will now see
Wait.
Medea make way. Played exceptionally well. Had a very
Okay.
high temperature by all accounts yesterday,
Okay.
and they were actually wondering
Time
whether she
on.
would get through the warm-up. It was going to require a bit of a backline shuffle, which no doubt we'll see a little bit more of again.
No, 8. Don't change your bind. Stay.
Dinker has come in to more of a 13 channel defensively now as France come forwards, and Hermé is right in the thick of
Through the
things.
middle. Through the middle.
But Italy have managed to wrestle it away, and Rigoni out wide. Sillery, the little juggle. France have got the defence across well, and that is a really solid hit from Vernier,
Wait.
no less. Rigoni,
Stay.
that is going to work out as an excellent clearance. And Italy will breathe again from what France will have expected to have potentially been a few points on the board.
Yeah, Baratine just coming on at scrum half there, managing to get that turnover. That's actually a crucial point there for Italy. 4th turnover for Italy. Crucial moment.
Blue.
Yes, it may yet prove to be. Socha welcomed baby Nina with her wife Adele just over a year ago.
Ball's up.
Yeah,
advantage, 6 collapsing.
Forwards there, but Scorbini guilty of putting the ball down illegally, and now Vernier, Ménager, advantage being played, and now Banet. We haven't seen a lot of her with ball in hand. Cyrielle Banet manages to find Boulard back in field. Italy get the turnover, but it was a penalty advantage, not a knock-on advantage, and you will imagine the officials will want to see more advantage to a team than France managed to achieve there. So
6.
Back the other side will go.
Collapsing. 6.
Despite the efforts of
collapsing.
Italy on the turnover. And Scorbini nods at the referee. Yep, guilty as charged.
Plus vite.
She's a real 6 there, getting in amongst that. Superb ball carrying as well.
Plays a rugby at Romagna with a certain Jessie Tremoulière, who is just down on the touchline, having just taken the tracksuit off.
Backwards.
France win the line out.
Accidental.
Oh, but they've come down and driven with an accidental
she's
obstruction.
Passed it to her, and then she's run into her. So it's not a maul, accidental scrum.
The Italians love the decision.
Just here.
And here's another look.
Yeah. The Italians will take that, but French will feel a bit tough.
Well, obviously, when you bring the ball down from a line out, you can then start to pass it back. But if it's ended up dropping from the top, being caught, and then you're driven into, well, effectively, you're then just obstructing an opportunity for anyone to make a tackle. So that's why the decision is spot on from Maggie Coggerall. But the French are determined to get things back on their own terms, and
outstanding scrum.
Have your head, feet in the air.
Goodness me.
Or feet off the ground, yeah.
It needs to be in and away from Italy at this stage of the game if they're to survive in that area.
Standing up.
France starting to really, you saw them in training, you saw the footage this week and last week, how hard they've been working, and that's all paying off.
Blue, let's go!
Directing the scrum practices.
Tight head lifted 2 meters off the floor almost. I mean, that's quite something.
Yeah, they're doing their work and doing their homework, but that's an all 8.
They go to the tail through Socha, but it's not straight as they look for Gros.
Scrum or line out? Line out. Line out. Not straight, line out.
Little surprise, given what just happened, that of the option of a line out or scrum, Italy have opted for the line out.
Yeah. Under real pressure there.
Love the look there from Baratine. Just the raise of the eyebrow. Well, surely that wasn't down the centre.
It's amazing. She definitely, when she came on, it just gave the rest of the team a little lift.
Bikini, though, now has to get her lines right, which she does, and Tunisi will oblige. Franco's come away with it, almost momentarily wondered where she was.
Release, Blue!
Parma, Six Nations opening weekend, Jada.
Wait.
The rain may just be starting to come in as well, which will add another little plot twist to affairs.
She's pleased with that one. A little thumbs up, relieving that pressure. Both sides there just giving away possession forward and backwards, so looking to secure possession and settle things down.
France making the change then.
Just wait.
And it's been a decent debut for Carla Rabez. Certainly expect to see plenty more of her. But of course, Jessie Tremoulière goes level with Safi Ndiaye for Six Nations appearances today with 44. Well, that is loose over the top though, and Sara Seye, who's just come on for Italy as well, is able to make the most of it. Now, Dinka, Sillery. Oh, it's not the greatest pass, but Ostuni Manuzzi will have time to tidy it up. Over the head of Boulard it goes as the Italians give chase into the 22. Boulard will meet Ostuni Manuzzi and Sillery as they try and hold her up.
Tackle!
Knee gets to the ground, so tackle is called, and the release must take place.
No, leave it! Leave it!
Stéphane has dropped deep, expecting the box kick from Bourdon.
Wait.
Tremoulière is deep.
Wait.
She will advise a long effort.
Backwards.
Rigoni, referee says backwards, so she will play. Sends the dummy, straightens and through the gap. Baratin has options to the right, more players lurking to the left that time, but Italy do manage to make a few yards. Baratin looking for Vecchini, Franco on the outside, but in they go to Sochar. Sochar was well bowled back, and it's Rigoni once more. Sillery was a little bit too into the midriff and behind the outside centre. Seye absolutely swarmed on by Anaël Deshayes. Cries of Italia from the stands.
Yeah, advantage, knock on.
And was knocked on in the tackle from a French hand.
Knock on
Italy under all
advantage.
sorts of pressure with it, but then it's away and Duca.
That's okay.
France is not just coming.
Knock on
Italy
in the
will
tackle.
have the scrum. It's in a good area of the field, but they know what pressure they're under at this set piece.
Yeah, Sarah Baratin's kick, relieving it earlier, and now getting that period of pressure. But again, just a few errors creeping in, so Italy got to tidy things up. France put him under pressure.
Well, that's how things are looking defensively.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, very similar. 94 for Italy tackles made, 90 to France. As the rain just comes.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
It's a more settled scrum for Italy. Baratin, Rigoni, Ostuni Minuzzi stepping back and makes a couple of last meters. Oh, and France are going to get the penalty.
Second roll on the ground.
Minuzzi just taking a second roll. I wondered momentarily whether the attempted steal was on the body, not the ball, but the call from the referee spot on. What do I know? And Tremoulière will make the clearance. An hour played, 3 points in it in Parma.
Hands off.
That was a crucial turnover there for France.
Sub.
And a great kick there from Tremoulière.
Sub.
France looking to change things on both sides of the scrum. Coca Lindelof, Rose Bernadou.
Okay,
coming on.
Let's go.
For Deshayes and Kalfaoui and Bernadou. Well, another one who's it's birthday time, 23 tomorrow. Didn't feature in the Rugby World Cup, perhaps as much as we might have expected. She's coached by NDI at Montpellier. You may remember that she put a massive hit on Poppy Cleal a couple of years ago. I think even Cleal said she was on the end of the tackle of the tournament at the time. And you can see that strength already. Giving France some go forward. And now Bourdon to release Vernier. Steps back out of the first tackle and does well then to get the distribution to Boujard. Boujard was looking for the one back inside, and it's going to work nicely for Tremoulière, who's rolling back the years as she approaches the 22. Bourdon, Ménager, the dummy, looks to try and get through the gap. France back on the front foot, and no mistake as they come forwards with Bernadou. Lindelof then ready to follow up. Super chop tackle. That time from Tunisi. Italy determined to make sure they don't have it all their own way in terms of that front foot possession, and it's there now for Fleur.
Tackle! Sorry.
Bourdon. Elmé looks to try and bounce around the first tackle of Seye. Played a bit of rugby at Wasps, and now Vernier. Oh, the strength of Vernier, the vision. Oh, but unable to finish in the corner.
Okay, I've got
It
knock on
deserved
into
so
touch.
much more for what had happened in the previous second or two.
Knock on into touch, scrum or line out? Line out. Knock on into touch, line out.
So knock on into touch does give Italy the option
Just wait for
as
her.
to whether they take the scrum or the line out. Look at the strength to burst through the tackle.
Sorry.
3 players trying to stop her. 3. Ira Mutsu
No
doing
sweep,
superbly
no
well
sweep.
there.
Now we're sat at the back of a stand here, fully
Okay.
covered. Yeah, our notes are getting rained
Come on.
on. So I don't know what that says about the swirling wind.
It's definitely here.
Italy, oh, it's untidy. It's going to give a chance for Sochat to run onto it.
Release, white!
It could be quite the gift for France. That's going to crash over the line, but has anybody got it down? Oh, held up is the call. It's another breather for Italy.
Hold on. No check, but I've got it on her leg.
Rigoni getting the plaudits.
The set piece pressure by France really paying off. Italy not wanting to scrum, going to line out and throwing a long one. That's really putting the jumpers and the hooker under pressure in the 22.
Goal line drop out. There's almost a bit of miscommunication, but Gros will take it instead of Banet. Tremoulière. Escudero is well met by Tunisi, who's really putting in a shift defensively since she's come on.
Fantastic tackle there.
That's a little bit loose, and Rigoni fancies the chance to follow up on Boulard, but misses. Or Ménager, was it? In the centre. Now it's on again. Boulard is on the outside of Boujard this time. Back in it comes. Low one. Look at the take from Tremoulière.
Just showing former World Player of the Year, outstanding. Just basic skills done
Stop
superbly well.
Pick from Forlani, noticing no one was at home, will take 2 or 3 metres herself, but then Sochat was well met, but got the offload away crucially. Tremoulière on to Vernier, who's just sliding through the gaps again. Bourdon just slows it down momentarily. You sense that France need to up the tempo. It's what's causing the problems. Now they come back. Tremoulière called it this side, sensing it might be on this way, and Banet looking to go through. Giordano just doing enough to slow her down. And it comes in again. Bernardou once more. Ben Lindelof. Central position. Franco's gone over the top to try and win that. Oh, and win it she may well have done. That is superb. Well, she's been getting all sorts of attention for cramp. I think the pickle juice has been on a couple of times, but Giada Franco showing just the value she has. 65th minute of the game, crucial turnover.
I think all of the Italian team's defence at the moment have really stepped up a level. Tunisia, just some outstanding tackles as well.
Okay.
Baratine in there.
Hands off. 7. 7. Sub. 7.
The rain has
Huge
truly
team
arrived.
effort.
It's going to be a last action, but what an action it was, as Giada Franco will be replaced by Isabella
The middle.
Locatelli,
Yep.
who started 4 games in last year's
Show you.
TikTok Women's Six Nations.
Oh, Messi.
She's getting a great reception.
Okay. Time on.
A great face of the newer Italy, Giada Franco, over the past couple of years.
Okay.
She's in the zone, you can see it. Good shift.
It's a loose old line-up, particularly with the rain falling as heavily as it is now, but infield it comes to Hermé, who could saw Scorbini coming towards her. Bourdon for Tremoulière. Oh no, that's unlike Gabby Vernier. And in fact, with the ball going forwards, and Tremoulière not getting her hands on it.
Offside. Knock on, offside.
Oh, sorry, Tremoulière getting her hands on it whilst in front. In fact, it's a penalty. Though I think my favourite moment of that was the referee putting her arm up for the penalty and clattering Rigoni in the face. Rigoni protested quite loudly, if you wondered what that scream was across the referee's mind.
Huge defensive set there by Italy, now getting back
If
into
they're slow,
halfway line.
no free kick. Okay?
Well, France will be frustrated that they haven't got scores through all this territory and possession in the Italian half. They do still lead on the scoreboard, crucially. If Italy are going to affect the result of this game, they need to be up the other end. They need to start making it happen, and that is not straight.
Audrey. Scrum. Scrum. Here.
As I said, yeah, not wanting to scrum and the line out under pressure, just Yeah, with the wind and swirling, it's wet, ball's wet. They did the right thing throwing to the front, but probably even safer, a bit shorter.
Little look at some of the work that Giada Franco's done, of course, on the score sheet early doors. We're getting a little highlights reel from our Italian directors. These are the tries. Arbez loves to take the ball on the run.
What are we going to do here, team?
It's a developing part of the women's game, more options off 10 rather than just running off 9.
Yeah, very much so.
Okay.
It was interesting yesterday, England employed a variety. It was the driving line-out maul, but also they were introducing more wide play, and the passing, the quality of passing was outstanding. Oh.
We'll just get her
some tears there.
Giada
Franco, 11 carries, 43 metres made, 10 tackles and a try. Great shift.
She'll be hoping for that big screen to take her off any moment now.
Okay. 7 that's gone off.
Just who can manage the conditions for this last bit.
Well, the brass band have struck up while we have this little pause as the rain also pours.
Just make sure you strike.
Reminder, Italy finishing 5th last year, their lowest position for 5 years.
Okay.
They are a better side than that. Emmeline Gros is replaced by Maëlle Picou.
Time on.
Picou coming on for debut, the Blagnac player. Spent some time at Darlington Moden Park Sharks in Durham University. She played at Hong Kong for the under-20s, having lived there since age 11.
Bind.
Now on to make a debut for France.
Set.
And the rain is quite monsoon-like now. Just in case it's not coming across on your picture.
Use it.
Very heavy indeed now. Little surprised that Pauline Bourdon is quite happy to watch her forwards do the effort.
Advantage.
Until she saw that arm come out from the referee.
Staying straight.
Socha still in there, right in the middle at hooker.
Easy.
Leading the charge at the scrum time. Fantastic control there by the pack.
You just sense with the weather now having turned so strongly that this may play into the French hands. Territory game, stick it up the jumper, know how to get these sorts of results over the line. Italy have had the wind in their back this second half, but can't quite seem to get out of their own half.
Yeah, the line out's just proving difficult given the conditions.
Mission complete.
Marie Dupuis looking to come on as well. Italy looking to try and get hold of it at the back, but actually they knock it backwards and France jump on it, but in the process knock it on themselves. It's going to be a game that takes on that kind of complexion for the last 12 minutes, isn't it? Bar of soap time.
Yeah, just staying alert. Yeah. Maybe it'll pass, but it's looking pretty closed in at the moment.
We just wait for her, okay?
Yeah,
in the scrum, in the scrum.
It's going to be down to which of these teams can now play the conditions in these last 12 minutes the best.
Yeah.
You'd definitely rather not be
time on.
8 metres from your own line from an Italian perspective.
With Bernadou getting ready to scrum. She really is a technically great prop.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
In from Baratin. And it will be the pick from Giordano. It's done well. Baratin. Back for Rigoni to make the clearance. That will do.
That was sound exit play there by Italy.
Guys.
Maris at loose head, doing her job.
Marie Dupuy coming onto the field for Marine Ménager.
Yep.
Some nice running lines.
Okay.
A couple of errors creeping in, but she'll get more chances as the championships develops.
Okay, happy days.
Yeah, we know that her sister Roman is out injured at the minute. Not too sure on the duration of that injury, whether we'll see her later on in the championship. France line-out is lost. Barattina's tried to go down on the ball, but actually it's just squirted out. Duca looks to carry. Barattin wants a little more protection on the near side. Back for Rigoni under a lot of pressure again. In fact, that stayed in field, and Boujard wants to run it, and she's finding room through as well.
Advantage.
Knock on though has come as she looked for the offload. Every pass has got a much bigger element of risk to it now.
Advantage over.
And we're back where we were a few moments ago with another France line out.
Okay, so white line out. Oh. Oh yeah, sorry.
Lovely run there by Boujard. Just got to play the conditions and be a bit smarter.
Time off.
Option at the front was working out better for Italy to spoil there, but there was Barattine trying to get down on the ball and realised she didn't have it.
Well done by Italy there, competing at the front.
It's Duca who's just getting some attention. Really top
like the one
option for Italy. They won't want to see her make way, and look at the shift defensively. 18 tackles.
Scorbini on 15 as well. She's outstanding.
3 Italians in the top 5.
Sillery at 13 as well. Quietly going about her business.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Italy will want to spoil this one again.
Come on.
France had the challenge of having possession and needing to use it in the conditions.
Yep.
They do manage to bring it down. Now Baudon. And then Philip. Souchat still out there toiling away. Vernier, another one of those dangerous close balls, but that time Rigoni was ready to meet it. France come round the corner again.
No, white!
Italy looks to try and get in with Tunisi, but she's not going to be allowed. Now Tremoulière. Oh, Italy defensively losing their footing with Giordano. Nearly just presented the option on a plate for Tremoulière. And now Baudon looks back to the right. Skipper Forlani then gets it away for Bernardou.
Turnover's good.
Banet is lurking down on the right side, but Italy have got the crucial turnover.
Okay.
It's the 8th turnover that Italy have won in this game. Another key one as well, and Duca decides that perhaps an extra couple of yards on the carry might help. Any form of passing game from under your own post would just feel suicidal at this point from an Italian point of view, but just think...
Lancher, stay up, Lancher!
They need to try and buy themselves a few extra metres, but instead it comes back for Rigoni. It's not going to find touch, it just finds Boulard. And Emily Boulard will have done better things in a rugby game than that.
There's the turnover. Barattine and Rigoni doing well in terms of the exits. Rigoni just finding it hard to find touch down that right flank.
Come off the mark. This way. This way. That's the middle. Come this way. Yeah.
It is an Italian throw this time, at least, from the last few clearances. Oh, but it's not straight again.
Straight. From?
just putting Bikini under pressure a bit. It's rainy, there's a cancel ball you can do. You just don't even throw it high. It's a short one to the prof at the front, just something like that, just variation.
Yeah, they certainly seem to be sticking to the game plan rather than adapting as they might need to given the conditions. 7 minutes remain, 3 points remains the gap.
Bind!
Boujard again lurks directly behind the scrum. Tremoulier, Vernier, and Dupuis.
Absent.
Penalty advantage leads to the blow of the whistle. And Tremoulier.
Easy.
All the experience to try and crab an extra metre or two.
Yeah, that's on this side for me.
Yeah, the line-out options for Italy, really putting them under pressure, and if there's a knock-on, then there's scrum for France, and giving them an opportunity here.
She started the last 3 for France as Agathe Sochat knows how to pick the options, and they do go more to the front that time. Now they'll play Hermé.
Blanchard, stay up!
Bourdon suggests the forwards have another go. It's turned into that sort of afternoon. Fulani gets it up. Bernardou, who lays it back. Now Bourdon eyeing it up, back that side, and it's Boujard away from Tremoulier and over the line. Back into a blue jersey and back onto the scoreboard.
Absolutely delighted with that. That was smart by France. The line-out option was smart, and then Tremoulier there just getting a superb pass away. Boujard holding her with. They came for some close carries by the forwards. She had some work to do there.
Down there, team.
And crucially for Italy, it pushes France out to a gap that would mean if it finishes like this, they don't take anything from the game in terms of a losing bonus point, have to be within 7. Also, given the conditions, tries just feel like they're probably worth a few extra points than just the 5. Tremoulier to assume kicking duty. Oh, she may well have got that, has she? Oh, it's off the woodwork and over! Superb from Tremoulier. All that experience of the 30-year-old in her last TikTok Women's Six Nations. She gets the assist and the conversion. And France are up to 22. 10-point advantage now. 4 minutes remaining of the match. Ball's gone forwards. Knock-on will give Italy the scrum in the 22, an immediate chance for a bite back, and the crowd know it too.
That's been the nature of this match.
Okay.
There's been a try, and then the other side get the opportunity from the restart.
2-9 sub.
Italy finding it hard to get out there, but now a superb chance for them.
Well, finally, Agathe Sochat will make way, as will Pauline Bourdon.
Yep.
As the replacements come on, Célia Domin and Alexandra Chambon.
Attends le ballon.
Domin,
Attends le
it's
ballon.
her first time playing in Italy. Chambon, one of those who played half an hour of that Rugby World Cup bronze medal match against Canada.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
Italy will want this scrum to be steady, which it is. Baratine, then for Rigoni, just continuing to carry herself, but then
Vintage, knock on.
the ball just comes forwards. Tinker as well, looks like she's taken a bit of a hit. And Domain. Chambon. Tremoulière.
Advantage over.
What a super clearance.
Thank you.
Just shows the gulfing class in terms of that clearance into the wind compared to the pressure that Italy were under their own posts. And really provides the relief. Now an opportunity to, well, see who our host broadcasters selected as their TikTok player of the match, and it is, unsurprisingly, France number 12, Gabby Vernier, on the scoreboard with this particular effort. But she's pulled the strings for France and just continues to show that sort of strength that belies her size. Heather Lockhart.
Yeah, outstanding player, just so efficient and well taken try, and also in defence as well.
Tremoulière having to put in the tackles.
Right, if we're not done yet.
Dinker
Knock on.
knocks the ball on. The game is slipping away from the hosts now, literally and metaphorically, with the knock-ons and the errors.
Better.
I think Vernier totally benefits with Tremoulière.
1 minute.
Just giving her that extra space. She knows there's that control, and she can do her running lines.
Scrum. Crouch. Bind. Set.
Chambon just chasing the ball around the back of that scrum momentarily. Escudero happy to hold it.
Okay.
They're just waiting for
Advantage.
the clock to reach the 80. Oh, and Boulard has knocked it on.
Advantage.
So we'll come back for the penalty.
Full time, Audrey. Done. Yep, fini.
Yes, France's superior set piece, and certainly with Tremoulière on the kicking, is really making the difference.
Asking the question as to whether we're going to play or whether we're going to end the game. Looking into corner. France fancy the idea of looking for the bonus point. That's what's at stake here. One more try and they will take a maximum 5 points in the table from this one. It's the reason the bonus point system was brought in all those years ago. Promote a bit more jouet. England, of course, getting maximum 5 against Scotland. There's a long way to go until that match at Twickenham at the end of April.
Great. Scrum? No, we have to play the scrum or the line out. Scrum or line out.
France will hope that they are there or thereabouts come that match.
I didn't hear an answer. What do you
against
want?
their arch rivals,
Scrum?
but
Scrum. No, we can't finish because the game hasn't restarted, so we have to do this now.
there's a little nuance of the law that Maggie Coggeror is letting us all know about.
Italy not too welcoming the idea of one more scrum.
You can't blame them really, can you? It is their possession. There is still a chance for them to get a losing bonus.
Bind!
Besides the challenge in these conditions from their own 22. Giordano.
Well done.
Advantage, knock on.
They did do well, but then knocked it on, and France will still have a chance to play.
Hey.
Italy counter-ruck. Knock
No
on one way,
advantage.
then the other. That will be it. Well, a game that long hung in the balance, particularly during that second half. But France, they may have had less caps in their starting 15, but it's the quality of that experience that told in the end. Managing the conditions well, getting the score through Boujard. And then Tremoulière converting it as well. 10 points, the gap between them, it finished. France will take 4 points in the TikTok Women's Six Nations table. They're up and running, and for Italy, well, they'll take nothing from the game, but certainly plenty to enjoy and take forward in the rest of the championship. In Parma, It's finished Italy 12, France 22. Decent performance. France scoring 3 tries and Italy scoring 2, 1 either side of the half. And in terms of how the TikTok Women's Six Nations table looks, well, there we are. 3 teams with victories. England against Scotland, Wales against Ireland, and France managing to get over the line in Parma this afternoon. Les Bleus are up and running then. They've beaten Italy by 22 points to 12.
I'm back on the hunt for the UK's next top food and drink entrepreneur.
I'm so ready for this.
I'm going on fighting.
I want to invest £150,000 of my own cash into one of them.
Action.
And catapult their business to the next level.
Winning this competition would literally change my life.
I'm not giving the money away easily. They'll need to earn it. So anyone can't give me a standard, then please go home.
This one is a mess.
Do not let me down.
Gordon Ramsay's Future Food Stars returns Thursday at 9 on BBC One and iPlayer.